Okay, so let's go to doittogether.club/landing. Check that you're logged in. You should see an account page. And then we're going to create a project. I guess I'll create one from scratch. Oops. Very simple project that is, I don't know, write a headline for a PIP, called like a products page. Headline for a new product launch. Because I just want to show the simplest possible project. So you create it. Right now, it's doing a lot more stuff than we actually need. It's generating all these tasks. I'm just going to create something really simple. So usually you would have a number of tasks, like write a catchy headline. Actually, yeah, so based on the number of steps that are here with these bullet points, it will create a number of steps. So this is just a kind of a simple editor. You can think of it like that. Okay, so now I can generate the details, and it's using AI to generate like acceptance criteria, rejection, and a whole bunch of stuff, which is probably more than I need for this very simple demo. 3 to 5 personas, and I don't want all these options. I just want to have like pick a target ICP or target persona that seems most relevant to the product. So when we run this, we're going to pass in a name of product. And so the acceptance is a clear persona. Describe them in 3 bullet points because I want to keep it short and sweet, because for some reason it's very verbose. I'm going to leave out all the rejection, all this routing stuff for now. Save it and write a catchy headline. Single headline. There we go. Mentions launch, blah, blah, blah. That's it. Okay, so this is probably the most simple. Review it, blah, blah, blah. Clear persona, description. Short persona description. This probably seems a bit overkill, all these different steps and everything, but we'll simplify it later. Okay, so once you're ready with that, okay, so the custom brief is going to be a new, I don't know, organic chocolate. Ignore these for now, and you create a run. So this doesn't actually run it, because I would, in production, I'll have like a task runner that's always running that will like pick up pending tasks and manage all that separately. So for now, you have to go to the dashboard, which I did that a little bit quickly, but there's a dashboard button here. And then, or you can go from here, and then you hit run all pending. It takes a few moments to run. You can hit refresh on here. We should see these update. I think each task seems to be taking about 15 seconds. Okay, so that one is finished. Inputs were new organic chocolate, and the first step is final output. Here's our ICP. Interesting, it seems to have got the ICP is relevant to the chocolates. That's kind of cool. And that finished. Okay, so introducing Artisan Organic Chocolate Revolution. So that's our headline. Just refresh to get the, where's it not loading? should be loading here, but there is actually this view trace where you can see all the steps. So those are the custom instructions, that's the output, and then you can see the step input. And okay, so that's the title of the whole project. And the custom instructions, and then you can see the prompt that was generated based on this, and target persona stuff. There's a little bit of duplication here, ignore that for now. And then this was the output, and so the next step, the input, is the output of the last step. And the second one, so the first one was to the current task is define the target audience. This could be formatted a bit better to make it clearer. Task and the task goal. And the next step is write the catchy headline. And it passed in the results from the last task. And that was the final output. So basically, that's just a couple of tasks in a pipeline. There's all the like debug stuff that you don't need. Now, the next step we can now, so we could go back to that, where it was the launch headline lab. You could run it again and say a new, I don't know, brand of like plastic plates for partying, plastic party plates, and then create run. So let me just leave that running. So basically each time you run it, you give it a custom brief, is how the system is set up right now. So you know, it will do each step in turn, and you don't have to modify the whole project. You basically apply the project with a different brief. So you have that kind of workflow that does all its stuff. And once you've built it once, you can apply it to other things. So let's go back to the launch headline. And here are the list of different runs. So you can see for each instance, you know, the organic chocolate, blah, 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 the plastic plates, and here's the headline. So that's the basics of it. And you could say that the, you know, these task descriptions are kind of like agents in that they are self-contained tasks. But we do have agents that allow you to kind of customize things. And then I'm going to be adding tools so agents can use tools like searching the web or whatever next. But let's look at some of these agents. So there's one agent here, which is a tweeter who writes tweets with lots of emoji and hashtags and always tries to work something in about cats. I kind of put that in so that these results are visual so that we can see if it's working or not. So let's go back to our headline tasks. And rather than the headline, let's edit that and say memorable headline. Actually, let's not edit this. So it's going to be writing a headline, but I'm going to tell it to use the cat tweeter agent to write that headline. And let's see how it modifies it. So we'll use the same custom brief, like let it run. So it's now in the queue, and again, you know, it says pending, so you have to run it, and it will start to do its thing. And let's see how using that agent modifies the results of this particular project. So the first one, choosing the audience, shouldn't have changed that much, obviously, since we are an LLM. I can't see the actual results. I have to go to the like trace. Okay, it looks like it's finished. So let's see. Launch fast cats, fuel growth. Not particularly convincing. Let's go to view trace. So step 1 gave us the output. Not quite sure. Task goal, pick a target persona. Target persona, it chose, yeah, very specific kind of personas. It's almost like the task description, which is a marketing task, affected the persona description. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, so it worked in the stuff about the use cats and all that, and we did get cats as the output. Doesn't seem that relevant. Oh, it lost the custom instructions. That's interesting. Did it? Yeah, looks like I have a bug. Let's go back again. Just going to run it again. Yeah, I think. All right, so a new electronic robot toy, and create run dashboard, run on pending. Yeah, that one lost its custom instructions. So there we go. A millennial parent who values education, and it's now. Let's go to view trace, where you can see all the details. Step 1, step 2 is still running. There we go, it's finished. Launch RoboCat, hands-on coding for kids. So it did work in launch, which it was told to do for the headline. It didn't work in any emoji, maybe because it doesn't use emoji in headlines, but yeah, it's basically there. So anyway, that shows it kind of using the agent. Let me go back and let's modify the headline task to memorable tweet, single line tweet, less than 200 characters. And so we don't see anything about emoji and stuff in here because my agent already knows how to do it. Robot toy. Just do that. So we are typing something in here. I think it may be that is. Let's see if I've got that. Yeah. Okay. So run that, and you'll see up here it has like now 2 are active. So as it's moving through, they change. Now, while that's running, I'm just going to create a new agent that is like the tweeter who loves cats, but is a more serious tweeter. Actually, let's just look at the results of that. So the last run, a new electronic robot toy, and here it is with like some emoji and hashtags and all that because we modified the task a little bit. And so you could, at the moment, you can't clone a agent, but let's just say like the serious tweeter, like someone who writes tweets in an educational, serious tone using long words. And Shakespeare references. So like inspirational tweeter, create the agent. So now if I go back to that project, look on tasks, actually this is no longer a headline. It is a catchy tweet. And let's change it to use the serious tweeter. Same product description. Just add, I think I just have to edit that field to make sure it saves something. View the dashboard, and let's see what we get out of it. Actually, I'm going to look at it on the trace page. So you can just keep like refreshing this because it takes a minute to run these. And it should now run it, but with just a more serious output. Why is this taking so long? Dashboard. I wonder if I've got a bug in it somehow. Did I? Oh, maybe I didn't hit that. Oh. Yeah, so that was pending. Maybe I. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let's go back to view trace. Step input, step output, and this one. We're on step 2. So slow. I don't know why these. I'm using 5.0 Mini. There we go. All right. Okay, so this is with the more serious tweeter. Elevate your child's STEM. There we go. Educational, safe, electronic robot toy, hands-on engineering, replayability, Prithi. To build or not to build is folly. Okay, worked in a bit of Shakespeare. So there we go. So the point is, you come in, you would create a project, you would write up your tasks for the project, and then after you run it a couple of times with runs and give it a brief each time, custom brief, then you can kind of customize the output by using or not reusing these different agents. And so I just showed 2 different kind of tones of voice, because right now we don't have research and all those kind of more complicated tools, but and I don't have human in the loop and approvals and all that kind of stuff. So it's just a linear pipeline right now. But you could see it would be able to chain a sequence of more sophisticated agents together. But probably the output, we'll have to work on those outputs, because you don't want to have one agent kind of giving 4 options to the next agent, unless the instructions for the next agent are select one of the 4 options. So, the output has to be designed to work as the input for the next one, unless we properly implement rejection and things like that. But at the moment, the rejection criteria are within the task, so it would reject if the persona is not short, but it doesn't reject the previous input. But that's what this routing is going to be for here, so that if it doesn't like your input, it can go to a different agent to try and redo it or whatever. All right, that's it.